Now that we've gone through the distinctions between the different kinds of competitive events, we're going to now break down a role play for you. Role plays are typically the most confusing part of competition for new DECA members, so we kind of wanted to break it down and go step by step through it to hopefully ease your anxiety and help you prepare better for competition. On the DECA website, I've pulled up under clusters. I went to the Business Management and Administration cluster, and now I've pulled up the event for principals. This is for first year DECA members only, but this will just be an example. If you click on sample event, you'll pull up what a role play will look like. At the top, you'll notice the career cluster, which is going to be the overall cluster of the event, which is business management and administration for this event. And then we have the instructional area. Now, instructional areas are a subcategory of career clusters, and these are basically groupings of performance indicators. Now, if we look at performance indicators, which you can also find on the website, here we have the business administration core performance indicators. And this is like the huge tent of all the performance indicators you'll have. And under it, if you keep scrolling, you will see different career clusters or instructional areas. One example is business law. Under this, you have all these different performance indicators, and you will study these performance indicators. Back here in this instructional area, that just means that the performance indicators for this event will only be pulled from the emotional intelligence area. If you scroll down on the role play, here you will actually see the performance indicators that you will have to address during your event.
One thing we will say about instructional areas for our members is that for DECA's district competition, your first competition, you, as Yihong pointed out in that instructional area, you will only have one instructional area that you will need to go over. So if my district instructional area was business law, I would not have to study this entire PDF, but I would only be studying that one instructional area because that is where my PIs will come from.
Back to the roleplay page. Once we've gone past the performance indicator list, we will have our event situation. This is basically the scenario that you will be putting yourself into when you roleplay with the judge. And it's important that you read this entire thing. And important things to take note of is your role and the judge's role. Here it says that you are the human resources specialist at a large company, and the judge is a new receptionist. So it's important that you take on that role almost as if you're an actor and constantly remind yourself that you are the human resource specialist and that the judge is a new receptionist. Once you've read through this entire thing, you will go back to your performance indicators and take notes on each performance indicator and shape it into the event situation.
So a couple tips to remember when you're doing your role play, and no matter what event you do, it's pretty foundational for all DECA members. One, speak at a moderate pace. When you're doing a role play with the judge, you might not realize how fast you're speaking because there are a lot of nerves when you are in front of a judge and role playing as someone you may not even know about. But make sure to speak at a moderate pace, that way you can get all your points in. If you need to take time to think about something, after you speak about your PIs, there will be some questions at the end. And if you need to take some time to think about those, go ahead. You also need to make sure that you address each of your performance indicators. So like it is on that screen, those performance indicators, that huge packet that we were going over, that is your study material. That is all that they can test you on. And then of course that specific situation that you see yourself going into. You also need to be creative. Something that honestly advances students in competition is standing out. And no matter what you can do to be like that, providing real world examples, getting creative with the paper or getting creative with the judge, in the scenario you have at hand, depending on what you're given, make sure to put your own twist on it and to be yourself and to be creative in that aspect. And the last thing, which I think is the most important thing for our DECA members that we would love to help you with, is being confident and professional. So judges can sense when you are confident, and they will feel more secure in a confident competitor that is role playing as if they are this person in this business scenario. So it's really important to put your best self forward, your best professional self forward, and from there you guys will do amazing. So the rest of our officers have come up with videos for you guys based on what type of event you fall under, whether or not you are finance, marketing, hospitality, or business administration and management. They have made videos for you guys going through a practice role play and giving you tips on that specific type of event. And they go over kind of stuff, some of the same things we talk about, but overall, all of these resources are here for you guys to help you guys in competition.
Yeah, and I want to quickly walk you through the role play process because I think a lot of members are a bit confused about that. So for principals events specifically, you'll have 10 minutes to prepare. What will happen is you will be waiting and then you will come up to the table and you are provided with 2 blank sheets of paper to write on and you have a pencil. And that's all the material that you will get in a role play. The proctor will say time and you'll have 10 minutes to read through this entire event scenario and take notes over performance indicators. And it's important that you take concise but detailed notes over what to say. That way you don't stumble and you know what you're gonna hit, what points they need to hit during your role play. Now, once you've gone in, what will happen is role plays are typically set up with curtain dividers between each judge, and the judge will be sitting at a table, and then you will have a seat on the opposite side. When the judge says go, you will walk in, and it's really important that you shake the hand of the judge, practice a firm handshake, and ask to be seated. Those are 2 really important factors that will really help you stand out in professionalism. Once you've sat down, introduce yourself as your role in the scenario, for example, human resource specialist, and make sure you address the judge by the role. Then you're gonna give a quick summary of what the scenario is, and then from there provide a roadmap. And by roadmap, I mean kind of just basically explicitly list out the performance indicators that you're gonna mention. And then you're gonna go down the list and just talk about each performance indicator for maybe 30 seconds to a minute. Once you've done that, make sure you allot some time to tie it back again, add another role play at the end to cover what you just discussed, and then leave at least 2 to 3 minutes to answer any questions the judge has during that 10-minute role play that you have.
It's a distinct role play, but you guys, with practice, you guys will understand how the process works. And again, those resources are here for you guys, and we are here for you guys. So thank you guys for watching these videos, and make sure to check out the rest of our website resources.